joy and the beauty of joy. And when you learn, you follow, sir, there's always new.
I've just thought, well, thought's not the right word. Something flashed. In the communication of what you have been pointing to, if you don't mind, I'd rather say that you've been pointing to than to use the phrase.
The beginning is the first step that counts, not the last step. So if we understand this whole question of fear, pleasure, joy, their understanding can only come in freedom to observe. And in the observation, learning. And the acting, they're all at the same minute, not at the same moment. Not learn, then act. It is the doing, the seeing, all taking place at the same time. That is whole.
All these marvelous participles being in the infinite mode in themselves.
Right.
In themselves. Yes. A little while back, it occurred to me that if we paid attention to our language as well as to the flowers and the mountains and the clouds,
Oh yes.
the language, not only in terms of individual words, but words in context, so that we would refer then to what we call usage, would, through perception, intelligence, disclose themselves completely.
Right.
We say, don't we, that one is pleased, one is joyed. But if we asked somebody, what have you been doing? And he said to us, I've been pleasing myself. We'd think that was a little odd. We wouldn't think it strange at all if you said, well, I've been enjoying myself.
Yes.
Now then we don't mind that.
That's right.
But we don't pay attention to what we say to even...
That's right, sir. As somebody said, I came back after lunch of meal, and somebody said, have you enjoyed your meal? And there was a man there who said, we're not pigs to enjoy.
Oh, good Lord.
No, seriously.
Yes, exactly. I suppose he must feel very righteous. What he denied himself during the meal.
No, it is. So it's a question of attention, isn't it? Really?
Yes.
Question of attention, whether you are eating or whether you are observing pleasure. The attention. That's a thing we have to go into very, very deeply. I don't know if there's time now. What it means to attend. Whether we attend to anything at all, or is only a superficial listening, hearing, seeing, which we call attending. Or the expression of knowledge in doing. Attention, I feel, has nothing to do with knowledge or with action. In the very attending is action. One has to go into this again, question of what is action, because that's perhaps we can do it another day.
Yes, I see a relation between what you've just said about action and what a few conversations ago we came to with the word movement.
Yes.
Ongoingness. And when you were talking about standing and looking at the tree on the mountain, I remembered when I was in Rishikesh, I was staying at one of the ashrams there, and actually the Vedanta Forest Academy. And when I got to my quarters, a monkey came and sat on the windowsill with her little baby. And she looked full into my face, and I looked full into hers, but I think she looked fuller into mine. I had that strange feeling that I was actually a human being being investigated, or as the students say today, being psyched out by this monkey. And it was a profound shock to me. And
talking of monkeys, sir, I was in Benares, the place I go to usually. I was doing yoga exercises, half naked, and a big monkey with black face and long tail came and sat on the veranda. I closed my eyes and I looked, and there was this big monkey. He looked at me and I looked at her. The big monkeys are powerful things. And it stretched out its hand. And so I walked up and held her hand. Like that, held it. And it was rough, but very, very supple, extraordinarily supple. But rough. And we looked at each other. And it said, it wanted to come into the room. I said, look, I'm doing exercises, I have little time, would you come another day? I kind of talked to it, come another day. So he looked at me, and I withdrew, went back. He stayed there for 2 or 3 minutes and gradually went away.
Marvelous. Just marvelous. Complete act of attention between you.
There was no sense of fear. It wasn't afraid, I wasn't afraid. A sense of,
This reminds me of a story I read about Ramana Maharshi, how when he was a young man, he went and lived in a tiger's cave, and was occupied by the tiger, and the tiger would come back after the hunt, and in the early hours of the morning, and sleep with him. To read that within the environs of our culture it starts, you feel undone when you read that, if you think for a moment you could allow yourself to believe it. But in the context of what we've been saying about the monkeys, and this marvelous story you told me, I wish I could have shaken the hand of that little mother with her baby. I wasn't ready to.
No, I think it was really, I don't know, there must have been a communication, there must have been a sense of friendship, without any antagonism, without any fear, without any, it looked at me, and I think attention is something not to be practiced, not to be cultivated. Go to a school to learn how to be attentive. That's what they do in this country and other places. Say, well, I don't know what attention is, I'm going to learn from somebody who will tell me how to get it. Then it's not attention.
Speed reading, it's called.
Speed, yes.
1,000 words a minute. Yes.
So that's why I feel there is great